Hello, hello, party people. Welcome on in. Today we're gonna be playing Rimworld because y'all voted for other, but put nothing in the comments. So I woke up this morning and looked at it. I'm like, okay, so other, just anything generically, huh? So we're going with the Rimworld. We're gonna be starting up a brand new game. For those of you who are aware, based on the thumbnail, we're going with Randy Random. However, I'm probably gonna do my favorite start, which is the Mechanitor start. I do love me a Mechanitor. So we'll start with that. Mr. Randy. Yeah, we're gonna do this because we want breathing room to pursue nonsense. Oh lord. I rarely play with Randy. Oh, we need reload anytime. Because we will cheese it if we have to. Yeah, this will be fine. What's our favorite randomized seed we thinking, huh? I saw gun. Gun looks pretty good, just cause gun. Alright. We don't have all the DLCs on here. We got Biotech and Odyssey. Because I'm a goober and I love the technology stuff. Oh, that's a lot of people. Alright. So now we need to find a point where the Mechanitors can hide out for a good long while. I normally like to pick somewhere in mountains for that reason. Limestone and sandstone, meh. Sandstone. But it doesn't ever get too cold. Year-round growing period. Average disease frequency, kind of high though. I think we'll still work with something like the limestone and sandstone, mountains and caves, higher elevation. Ooh, we've got a source of water here though. Debating. We'll stick here. Yeah, because we get the opportunity to have easy trades with the people nearby us, but that sets us up pretty far away from the trader too. Alright, let us found ourselves. So, we only get one character in the Mechanitor method. So we're gonna have to go kind of crazy mode on this one. Phenotype. We're going to randomize this a little bit first. Yeah, we're gonna need somebody who's highly intellectual. And then the ability to fight is gonna be very useful. But the bottom stuff is crafting, intellectual, that kind of thing. So, somebody who's got an interest. We don't want... Some of these are not so great. Pretty close to what we want. Exactly, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. It will change in the game, but we can turn it down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, Norbert Pitts, huh? Change the archetype here. We're going to add a couple of things and subtract a couple of things. So we're going to add a dependency because it gives us more metabolic to work with. That will allow us to boost some of their skills and whatnot. The first thing we need to do is get rid of their sleep. Never sleep. There we go. Next up, we're gonna make them psychically deaf. Because psychic abilities don't really matter for tech builds, in my opinion, and it gives us more points to work with. Because some of these are negative and some of these are positive. Gotta build this way, though. Right now we're at -1. Add some, but we'll do weak melee damage. So now they won't sleep, and they're psychically deaf, and they have to smoke leaf. But in response, we don't have to deal with sleep cycles. Ever. Pretty great. See if there's anything specific. Because you can adapt a lot of stuff. Indoor dweller. Or melee. This guy's gonna suck at melee, but now he likes to hide inside and he'll never sleep. Xenotype, no sleep. No outside. And because we did that, we lost to the randomized. Darn, okay. Crafting, intellectual, that's pretty great. We have no social skills whatsoever, though. That's going to be a little bit of an inconvenience. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, we can work with this. Wait. Incapable of violence. You know what? That's honestly fine. No, it's not. Because they're the only one. We need somebody who is capable of doing shooting. Trigger happy. What does that mean? Chase likes pulling the trigger. Aiming time. Oh. Let's get ourselves the attributes we need first. Because we gotta cook this just right. We spend extra time here because once we send it, that's it. We gotta make sure we're set up proper. Close to what we want. You know what? This'll work for me. Good shooting ability, good general overall skills. Crafting is gonna take some work, but that's fine. And won't have a mental break because they've got an iron will. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. People were too... You knew you could only achieve greatness with help. People were too unreliable, so you chose to take on mechanoids as your servants, workers, and warriors. As you gained strength, others became fearful. It became clear you needed to get away from the influence of humanity. Now you've migrated to the sparsely populated Rimworld with some of your metallic helpers. Finally, you have the space to grasp your true potential. Alright. So first things first. If our guy is strong enough, we need to dig out a hole to live. We can't be staying outside. Outside is not safe. So the first thing we have to do is start digging up a hole and start digging out a house for us. It's gonna take a while since it's the starting round, but we'll get there. Next thing we're gonna do then is we'll set up a wall. Or a door made of steel. Then a wall. I guess also made of steel. Then we're gonna Set up a room in here, or a zone. A stockpile zone that stores everything. So oh, that's not. There we go. Get that stuff inside. Next thing we're going to do before we get any further is we're going to go into work. You are no longer allowed to do haul tasks. You're no longer allowed to do construction tasks. We have a constructor and a hauler for that stuff. So we're not going to let you do that work because Norbert needs to do other stuff. Norbert Rogers! It's Shaggy! We've got Shaggy as our Mechanitor. It all makes sense now. The smoke leaf dependency is so much more reasonable. Alright, so we'll start by setting up this receiving room here. This will probably be one of our main stores. Resources to start with. Then we're going to need individual rooms, so we start by digging this out. Digging out this room here. Yeah, Shaggy ran away from the monsters, and now he lives on the Rimworld instead. That's the headcanon we're going with, I guess. Boom. Alright, get all that stuff in here, robots. Some of that stuff will degrade in the rain, and we can't have that. The rain will slowly deplete our stockpiles of food and computer parts, and we need that stuff. We need that stuff desperately right now. Because the first room we're setting up, actually, is the Mechanitor Den. Will allow us to build better robots and charge our robots and do all sorts of other fun stuff. Because, it stands right now, we're going to have problems quickly. I love living in the mountains in this game, though. It's the best solution. Speaking of, though, I should probably look around. This looks like a pretty strategically oh, this place would have been even more so. That's fine. It'll still be pretty hard for them to reach us. If we lock this section off, I can explore all three here as much as I like. Yeah, this looks like a good slice, though. There's just enough growable land that I can make this work. Alright, dig out that room for me, bud. Oh no, a psychic drone has started. That will reduce the happiness of the related gender. So this one's on males, so they won't like it. Oh, and now a cold snap. I don't even have infrastructure. I don't even have basic infrastructure. Okay, okay. We're gonna get rid of that. And then we have to set up power ASAP then, because it's about to be very bad. It's about to be very, very bad. We'll set up a there. Chop all the wood around here. Ourselves some basic wood fire fuel going. Need that. Yeah, it's already -2 outside. What the hell? Power, wind turbine. Set up a second one. Set up a steel wall in sections here. Send the power inside. Alright. Setting up a basic power generator and battery combo so that we at least have some energy in the house. Because otherwise we're about to be royally screwed. Love having a cold snap, not even like 5 days in the middle of summer. That's so great. And now there's an eclipse. I'm really happy I'm not running on solar power. Nice, game. You're just kicking the crap out of me. Thanks, Randy Random. We got Psychic Drone, Cold Snap, and Eclipse all simultaneously happening right at the start of the game. Classy. Alright. We're gonna set up our equipment, though, because we need that. No, not what I wanted. Oh, we need to set up a haul zone. Dumping stockpile can go. Order to haul all of this out of the... so the room is nicer. There we go. Tech Gestator. We're gonna get the most out of this. Expand it wide by 1 tile backward. 6 long. Back to our power. Set up the conduit there. And put a steel wall over it. That one wall, so actually the actual that wall there. There we go. Now we run the conduit here. Set up our structure here. We gotta set up more. There's that. Okay. Pretty close already. Bad temperature. Oh. Tabbed out, my bad. Temperature. Heater. Let's set up just a generic heater in the room then. Keep this area warm. Warm enough. Warmer, whichever. All of the above. Boom, heater. Alright, our target temperature is going to be just a good old 20°C. Well, at least this room is no longer freezing. Over, get out there. Alright, next thing's next. We're going to add a bill in here to create ourselves an agri hand. And a clean sweeper, because those workers. The agri hand will allow for farming tasks to be automated, and the clean sweeper will deal with all of our cleaning tasks, like getting all of this rubble off of the ground. Music's a bit loud still, let me turn it down. Let me actually adjust the game options. Is that better? Fantastic. Thank you for letting me know. Alright, we're gonna chew up more of that. Yay, the eclipse is ending. Need warm clothes. Yeah, I'm aware. Prioritize you working there first. You gotta set up the gestator. It's gonna take a while to that unit. Oh, a squirrel self-tamed. Nice. Yeah, we're keeping all of our dumping zone inside for now. I normally like to store it outside, but in this situation, I think it's better for us because by hoarding it all inside, we protect our resources from raiders. And with Randy Random on the prowl, I never know when raiders are going to become a problem here, so... Probably for the best that we play it safe. Norbert's going to take a while, though, because he's got to chisel through a lot more rock. We're going to need other rooms, so speaking of, I'll start setting those up. There we go. We have the room for making new units, and then we'll have a room for doing research, room for storing and keeping food fresh, the whole 9 yards. We have a lot of mountain to chew through. I really like subtractive methods for building bases. I like them a lot more than additive methods most of the time. So I'd much rather prefer to remove materials and get usable working materials out of it, whether it's Minecraft or Rimworld or anywhere else, rather than expending a huge amount of resources that I need to produce to make something like a building. I'd rather just live in the pit. There we go. We finally reached enough storage capacity with this that it's not just automatically filling. So now we're going to let it run for a little while. Once this guy empties out these pits, once this guy fills out these holes, we'll be able to start putting stuff in them. First room we'll set up his research, so that there's always an idle task to be done, even if everything else is already done. Next thing we'll set up will probably be a fridge. Fridge needs to be fairly close to the area outside. This will probably be the kitchen here, and then we'll put the fridge here. Rip this away and say that gap exists. That'll be for the air conditioner that room for. Stuff. Oh, the cold snap's over finally. Hooray! Now the temperature is actually reasonable around here. Huzzah! Huzzah! Alright, next thing's next. Once we have a fridge set up, we're also going to need a waste fridge. Probably be set up right after that. Or we can set it up far away from the base somewhere. Over here. We need a waste disposal site for all of our pollution we're going to generate. Something independently powered that it to freak out if something bad happens to the base and crash out on us, so this is probably the best choice. Alright, you get that agri hand out, great. Set up some zones, growing zone. Two of them. Front here, we're going to plant corn, and in the back here, we're going to plant smoke leaf. That should be more than enough food for the base to survive off of. And now we're going to get rid of grow and plant cut, because those are handled by the agri hand instead. And we'll get rid of clean too. Yep, so now the agri hand's gonna go around and do that work for us instead. that basic infrastructure set up for us so that we can survive longer. Also, queue up the bill for Militors, 3 of them. We've got bandwidth for 9, and we've only got 3 on us right now, so we can set up more. Militors are going to be our primary defense unit. Run the power line through the back of these rooms, too. Oh, we ended up with some pollution here. Some toxic waste pack. I don't know where that came from. That's not grand. Heck, we got to adjust the storages. No items. No corpses. Only chunks. Okay? We're only allowed to store chunks. Build roof area. Yup. Make this a dumping zone. But only for one type of item. The toxic waste. Perfect. We'll hide away a battery inside of here. And this will become our new hidey hole and storage for all things toxic waste. Because we will be producing quite a bit as a side effect of all of these droids. When these droids get recharged, they slowly create toxic waste packs. So we need a solution to deal with them from the get-go. I like how Norbert's just been trapped in here and he could not care less. Norbert could not care less. Which is good, because he'll eventually mine his way out, and it will be all good. It'll be all okay. We'll reduce the amount of work that needs to be done for now, because we need to get that toxic waste area set up before those packs start degrading, because once those packs start degrading, they'll start dissolving, and they will surround everything in that region with poison. Now, our robots won't care about that, but if a human ever ends up down there that is on our team, they will get very sick. Yeah, I know about the mechanoid signal. I'm not worried about that right now. Please go away. I'm very busy setting up the essentials for life game. Nice big-sized base. Use wood doors for these, actually. We don't need fancy steel on the inside of these buildings like that. And wood doors open a little faster. Makes them more optimal. Since I'm using them more so to just separate out the rooms from one another. Rather than trying to make any kind of security point. The security point is right here. The one way in and one way out of the bays. Oh yes, we need more steel. We'll mine up some from the surrounding area where it's easily available. Norbert's gonna have a great mining skill, and then we'll finally get a hold of the auto mining robots and not have a need for it anymore. Such is life. I'm going to cancel this room for now. That's our crafting room, and we don't need that just yet. What we do need, point of recreation. So we're gonna set up horseshoe ring. That will keep everybody happy. Set up a high-tech research table. Cool. Go, Norbert! Go, Norbert! Get all those mining tasks done, bud. I know it's a pain in the butt, but the rock will keep us safe. It also works as a great thermal ballast for winter and summertime, keeping the house at more reasonable temperature. Our entire base ends up a more reasonable temperature thanks to that effort. Yep, there he goes playing some horseshoes, keeping his sanity up. Oh no. What kind of manhunter pack? It's birds. Okay. Oh no. They moved really fast. They moved a lot faster than I expected them to. That first shot was really lucky, it looks like. There we go. Alright. Orders. Production. Electric stove. Where's our butcher table? Butcher's table. We'll use that butcher's table to start being able to deal with animal corpses. Now we're turning down the air conditioner in this closed room so that it keeps the box at negative 10°C. And we're going to throw in our first storage racks. These shelves. Only allowing food to be stored in here. Nothing that doesn't spoil. And we'll just piece these settings into everything simple for now. Get a small fire breakout. Oh no. There's that. Set up a new wooden butcher table. Butcher creature. Do forever. Any creature that shows up will get butchered. That will mean that we always have a ready source of meat coming through. That reminds me, this is also going to have food taken off the list of items that can be stored in here. That way we can only store non-perishables outside of the fridge. There we go. Now we have the ability to harness animals who end up dying on them. Or just try to attack us. We can still harness them for food now. Alright, we need to architect zone, remove roof. There we go. Nicely sealed in roofed area. Batteries can't be out in the rain. So that's one of the reasons why we have to hide them inside of buildings. Some wires also get freaky. Alright, let's provide our base with the lifeblood steel it needs to build everything that we've queued up now. You can make a lot of money by selling yayo. I don't want to sell yayo though, so I'm not gonna throw it. Normally like to live off of smoke leaf sales as one of my primary earners, actually. Boom, there we go. Oh, we got a sprout of ambrosia. Oh, that's really close to the base, too. That's actually very convenient. The rare plant that yields a lot of money. Very addictive. Definitely not something I want my guys getting into. You can choose whether your guys participate and stuff. And I prefer to keep them out of a lot of it because the dependency is very, very costly. The only one I tolerate is smoke leaf because we build it into the genome so they don't have to sleep. Because otherwise, a third of our days would be wasted with no labor. Our guy would just be passed out in the middle of the base and nothing would get done anywhere. And that's not nearly as workable or entertaining. Come on, Norbert. Keep mining. You're nearly there. You've nearly got everything set up that needs to be, and then we can start working on stuff. And won't that be impressive? Yeah, we lost some waste packs. We lost one waste pack in this process. That's not a lot of pollution. That can be absorbed by just surrounding trees and plant life and everything else. Yeah, but that's not going to turn because we still have stuff in the way. Unfortunate. I think we have to get rid of the stuff in the back here, and then maybe it'll start turning. Maybe. I'm worried about that little lip in the front that's in my way. Hey, Norbert, buddy, you gotta prioritize working here and get this one again. Now that you've got all the basics, you really need to get that mech gestator running. Because we need to produce more. We need to produce so much more. There we go. Good stuff. Hey, transport pod crashed. Where? Down, unconscious. Can't take prisoners yet, though. Don't have a prisoner. I don't have a prison set up. I didn't expect to get that prompt that early. Alright, alright. We can set up a prison. I just didn't expect to need one this day. Because that's where you, like, start converting these guys and whatnot. We're gonna set up a priority here. Get them to prioritize mining out this section so that the windmill can start spinning. Yeah, I know we incompacted machinery. It's a service deposit. We saw it already, game. Thank you. Mechanoid repair needed. It's not repair that it needs. We're going to create a second control group, though. Group 2. And then what we do is we set group 2 to dormant self-charge. the robots will very slowly, like less than 1% every day, accumulate charge without needing a recharger. Um, benefit to this, doesn't produce toxic waste packs. Downside to this is incredibly slow. Incredibly slow. So, not something I normally use it for combat automatons, because the combats don't need to do much when they're not fighting, and fights aren't all the time, so you just put them in standby in their little base. And then they just chill there. Norbert is starving, has prioritized everything over getting a meal, so fix that. No, don't mine over there. Mine over here first. I just needed you to eat so that you didn't keel over dead, Norbert. This is the most stressful part of the base build. The hardest time. Nothing can remove thick roofs. Oh, that's no bueno. How wide is this? 16? How long is this? 18. Dang. Okay, I've got a solution around this. I've got a workaround prepared. It's gonna take a little bit more time and effort than I would have preferred. I got this. We're gonna need more steel. We're gonna need more steel to pull this new plan off, but this new plan will solve this for us. We'll invest in some solar. Just because I don't want to move this all the way out here into the danger zones, I'd rather just wall this off separately again and set it up so that it's kind of a little, like, courtyard area. But if we want to pull that off, we need a power source that's not going to freak out about the closed-in walls. The best option I can think of is replacing our plan for wind with solar. Norbert, empty out the gestator real quick, okay? Yep, clean sweeper. Look at it go. Look at it go. It's cleaning the floors. It's making everything look nicer. This is pivotal to keeping our people sane. And making it so that new people would actually have any interest in joining us. Otherwise, there will just be blood all over the floor, like from the slaughtering. Blood and broken bits of rock and... Not comfy. Not a comfy place. Norbert, but I need you to prioritize mining the compacted. We lost our lifter. That's why we're not getting much motion on this. This guy's still charging us. Yeah, we need to get a hold of a charger. We need ASAP. We're going to let Norbert do a little bit of mining while these guys are all out of commission and turned off. Just to build up a nice stockpile of materials for bots to use once they're re-enabled. But we definitely need some more. More juice. More power. We need more power. On the bright side, our freezer's a nice temp, which means all of our food's going to be deep frozen and won't go bad on us. Need a meal source. I know, we have a meal source. Called corn. It's called corn, game. Heard of it? It's real good. takes a freaking eternity to grow, but has a great shelf life and incredible nutrition value per unit. I'm not gonna lie, even when I do like the space stuff with the little spaceship that has to jump around, the first thing I do when I land that spaceship anywhere is I start planting corn. And I grab all the corn before I leave. It's the last thing I grab before I head out. Is the harvest all the corn. That's how valuable it is. Got plenty of steel now. We just need a sweeper to come pick it up. It's gonna take a couple more days for that sweeper to be charged enough to that though. Honestly, let's move it to group 2. Alright, sweeper, you're also being moved to group 2. There's our agri hand. Yeah, you're also idling. The idle charge at least gives us more juice to work with. We don't have any storage for our pollution right now, so I don't want to make extra if we can avoid it. So we'll just sit here as Norbert slowly but surely beats up this rock. Yeah, go Norbert! And now is working at the gestator, I assume? I'm assuming the gestator. I don't know why Norbert felt the need to move that rock, but okay. Sure, bud. It is funny that a squirrel self-domesticated and is chilling now. Self-tamed. Like, yeah, I want to be friends. Sure, Mr. Squirrel. You don't cost me any resources. And it's not like the mess you make can't be cleaned up by the cleaner bot, so sure, why not? Also, we almost definitely have a corpse over here. Yep. Yeah, we did not get the doors open for Lou in time, but conversion rates are pretty low as it is. So the probability of Lou not dying was near 0, especially this early on. Ooh, lightning. Oh no. That's a fire. And there's no rain, it's just a lightning storm. Means that fire might grow. That would be very bad if it hits my farms. That would be very bad if it hits my farms. Might have to set up fire suppression around that area. Long term. Looks like it burned itself out though, for the most part, which I'm grateful for. The section that's still going is away from me. Could be worse. What do you got, Locust? The Rocco people, huh? What you got? What you got? My negotiator Norbert cannot talk properly because of poor health. What do you mean poor health? Norbert's doing great. Liar. Norbert's doing great. What we're gonna do is we're gonna trade for mostly just getting rid of that Yayo. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, we sold off our Yayo because we don't need it. Instead, we made a little can, which is just food backup. It doesn't spoil. So, very useful as stuff to keep on the back burner for Norbert in case we need some kind of hide over meal. We haven't been able to make first harvest yet. I don't know when we will. We're only at grown, so it's probably going to be a while in this growing season before we get new food. We've only got 10 more of those new packs. We can always go berry farming. Oh no. Yeah, let's just let Locust fight that guy. Good. Good, works for me. Alright. You, come here. We're gonna finish off the Mad Boar. It was dangerous, and it's free food. There we go. Butchering it. Waste not, want not. Make that just big enough that you're at 5%. Able to be 4%. So you know what? All available to you, so you should do that. Construct available to you too, and then you're gonna haul this. Mech recharger. You haul that. Get up. Prioritize working on that. Everything else matter because when mech rechargers back up, we can just get the builder out. We should have bought more than enough time with this little downtime for the robots to get a decent plus of everything we need. Hopefully, maybe, kind of, sort of. Maybe. Please. Then we should be able to just build this. Thank you, Norbert. Turn off halt. Oh, that changed. That updated the priority list. My bad. Got to finish building this first, Norbert. Very important. Once that's done, we'll have you put the constructor on the charger, and then we'll have you put the hauler on the charger. Go off and do their thing. This early game. This early game's a little bit of a haul. As most colony sims are early on. And this definitely isn't like Oni for me, where I know everything like the back of my... Oh, the recharger's not... The line down the whole thing. Yeah, I know you're hungry, Norbert. Not that hungry. You okay? Alright, haul you. Carry you to the recharger. Next, carry you to the recharger. Perfect. Yep. Now nerve a little bit of mining while everything's built. Orders mining down here actually, because we're gonna need more steel. Always gonna need more steel. But at least the hauler's collecting everything and bringing it back to the base now. That'll keep things nicer for us. I'm also probably going to move a bunch of this stuff into a storage over here. My thought right now is I'll build a big storage room over here and move away, say, a bunch of the wood and a bunch of the iron and everything, that it's a higher priorities in deep storages, especially for more valuable items. I can compartmentalize some of the more valuable items away, as well as setting it up so that no matter what we bring in from the outside, it's storable here. That at least there's the easy path available. Yeah, there it goes, charging up actually properly. There's horseshoes. Alright, 30% should be enough, and the sweeper needs to charge, so... I think the sweeper... Yep, there it goes. We'll stagger them a little bit so that they actually charge proper. But yeah, this guy makes toxic waste. Charger here makes toxic waste. One of the reasons why I wanted more. But considering our position here, I'm going to have to put a couple degrade while we get research table built. Research tables built. Blocked by... Oh. Wait. Wait, was it just these trees? I highly doubt it. But let me try it. Let's just be sure. It pays to check, and it doesn't cost that much. Oh, solar flare knocked out all of our power. Only the robots that have power right now can keep going. Well, at least he's building the research table already. That's good, at least. Structure. Make steel doors here, and we'll wooden door for here because it's the hospital door. There, here. Get everything nicely sectioned off. Boom. Fantastic. Now that we've got that, we've unlocked the research tree. Why can't I move on? Gotta grab that bar. Solar panel. Start that research. The first and most important thing right now. Solar flare just ended. Yep, cool. Start researching that solar panel, please. Finish carving out that room, that is. You always need... Should have canceled that. Lost a bunch by doing it. Hey. Whatever. Can make more. Furniture. We'll get a hold of this jade before furniture, actually. It really increases the value of the room significantly. Better material like that. when it comes to hospitals and prisons and stuff like that, the quality of the room does affect your ability as well as your healing ability, your relevant skill sets. So for those types of rooms, we're gonna spare no expense, but just having them set up as rooms is a move. Very helpful to just keep it all spaced out too. Alright, electric smelter. Electric tail. Bench. Stone cut. This is our crafting room. So setting up all of that will be very helpful too, to just make sure we can craft everything we need when we need it. Oh no, an eclipse. Good thing we run mostly on wind energy. We're entirely on wind energy. Alright, Agrahan, get down there and get those trees chopped for me. I have a theory. And I want to see if it works. I'll be mildly miffed if it works, but happy that we found the solution that we needed. It doesn't need to be a lot of power, it just needs to be a small trickle of power feeding into this area, and this is blocked by oak tree still. Where? Oh, oak tree. Blocked by roof, yep. That's what I thought, okay. Fine, it's fine. Once these last 4 pieces are mined out, it'll pivot over to doing research and we'll have ourselves solar power in no time. We'll just use solar to keep this running. Only take 1 for now, maybe 2 in the long run, but even with the solar eclipses, we just battery banks and we'll be fine. Not that bad. We also need to start making. Oh. Gonna take even more steel. That's right, chat. Even more steel. It'll be worth it, but ugh. Don't need limestone. Just need the steel. We're definitely going to need clothes crafting in a short order, though, so it's good to set that up now. Along with all the other stuff. Set up a big storage room. We put it closer to the exit because then it makes it easier for deliveries in as well as deliveries out when we start selling large bulks of ingredients and whatnot. If somebody's already gotten this far in the base, we're pretty much screwed at this level, so hopefully we don't get to that point. Speaking of, you... Go build something at the mech gestator, please. Please. We need Militors. We will get raided. I'm surprised we haven't been raided yet. And when that happens, I don't want my crappy melee artist to be the only fighter. My engineer is not a fighter. Great. The Norbert is a fantastic centerpiece to the colony. A combatant he is not. Not made for combat, not specialized for combat. Actually specialized away from certain types of combat. Decent shot, though, which is great, because guns are kind of going to be the backbone of any kind of combat we do have to deal with as a more technologically advanced colony. There we go. That's the last of this pocket of steel. It was pretty... It's pretty rich. Worked well enough for our need. Now that there's none of these tasks to be done, Norbert should start doing research soon. Last pocket of steel in mind, hopefully, maybe? Or regenerating sanity, which is very valid. Sanity's kind of low, so I get it. I get it, Norbert. Let's look at something real quick. Where's my... We're gonna grow a bunch more smoke leaf. A bunch more corn. Slightly adjusted cycle. 2 reasons. 1, I want the agricultural drone to keep working. Only reason to keep the agricultural drone working is that there's more farm to be made. Ooh, why are we so low on power right now? I'm assuming this is just a function. Yeah, it was a function of lack of wood. We need more batteries then. Double up our battery, increase our power production. Squirrel, get out of there. It's toxic in there. Leave. Don't go in there, squirrel. Norbert's busy fixing that right now, doing the research. Alright, what about digging and drilling? Specifically digging and drilling. So if I do smoothing, that will not order him, right? Smooth all of these surfaces. Look nicer. Don't want it to distract Norbert. Smoothing all of this will improve the aesthetic of the rooms and mostly our decided sizes. We're not going to spend a bunch of money on tiling yet. This is the next best way of improving room quality, simply. And it just keeps our constructor busy for a little while without using any resources. It just uses energy. The constructor doesn't need materials to do smoothing, so... Let him roll! Let him rock! Because it does make a noticeable difference. See, the roughness of the stone goes down. But it'll be slow. Yes, there we go. Gestation of the Militor is complete. You! Signed to Group 2. Get drafted. Go outside. Get undrafted. So now we've got a Militor at our door defending us. If anybody tries to rush us, the Militor can just be woken up and we'll start shooting any threats nearby. Good stuff. And now we're making our second Militor as we need to. Good, good, good. And then once we finish researching this, we gotta research drug manufacturing. Oh, that's one of the reasons why... No, let me check. Health. Smoke leaf deficiency. Yep, we need to have you smoke 1. Go smoke a smoke leaf joint real quick. And that'll fix... There we go. Now it's no longer a deficiency, so should improve performance. Quest active, ship to the stars. Not right now, thank you. I'm busy. I'm already very busy, game. Just staying alive is a chore. Oh, looks like our guy ran out of energy because the other one occupied it for too long. Unfortunate. Agrahan, go out. You get carried to the recharger. Now Norbert will go back to research. Fantastic. Our Agrahan is just growing all of the corn now. Done with the research? Fantastic. Debating which one. Heck, obviously, that drug production will allow us to make our joints in-house. But then... Oh, orbital tech, we don't... Deep drilling is useful, but we want the ground penetrating scanner to a lot of work. We'd be better off work. Probably something. A hunter. Those would be useful. Meh, we'll probably do small scale research for a little while and just build out our knowledge base. Get all of the early game stuff sorted, because all of it's important to have and useful. Good, we got our second store. There we go. 2 Militors at the door. I feel much safer now. I feel much, much safer. And then what we'll do in the long run is we'll set up a little defensive structure somewhere out here so that regardless of which direction the enemies come from, they'll have to pass by us. We put a sniper on Norbert normally, because especially since he's a good shot. Put a sniper on him and make it so that it just... shoot from any direction, anywhere, and then as they close the distance, the Militors with their shotguns mow them down. There we go, research done. So let's go back to the start, and let's just start doing things. First of all, that, because that's a dependency for us. Second of all, architect, power, solar cell. That's enough. Steel to do that, though. Find some in this pocket right here. Fantastic. Off you go, Norbert. You can also hear that increased mining speed as Norbert has leveled. Slowly improving in the skills that we make him repeat over and over. Off you go, buddy. You've got this. Get all that tasty steel. Oh, there. We'll only set up one for now. They are expensive. What the hell? What happened? Downed unconscious. Why? Malnutrition. No. And we don't have anybody to recover them, so we have to do this. From 1 minute ago. That's fine. Nope, they went down at that time. Okay. 2 minutes ago, then. Okay. The first thing we do is we set it to maintain again. Ourselves up with our... Oh, the research is... Okay. There's a very easy solution to the problem. Set a bunch of agri harvest berries for it. Our agri hand will harvest these berries, and now there's food available for Norbert. And now we've got a random raid coming in. Nice. Let's watch him. They normally will chill out for a little while, and then they'll plan their attack. Why is the Militor trying to just randomly head to a dangerous spot? That's dumb. I really hope he ends up trying to fight the bugs in the cave. He'll lose. It'll be funny. Yep, there he goes. And he lost. We didn't even have to lift a finger. Nice. Classy. Malnutrition minor. Where did our berries? Consume the berries. Go eat the berries before you get malnourished, you ding dong. Off you go, Agrihand. Go collect those berries for me. We need berries. Alright, Norbert, since this is done, you can... got more than enough steel to go for a little while. Yeah, go eat some food. Add a bill of cook a simple meal. Do until we have 10. Yeah, that works for me. So that will then allow us to convert these berries and our basic meats and everything into a simple, low quality meal. But Norbert will probably enjoy that better than just raw berries. Not to mention it allows us to keep track of how many meals we have a little bit easier. Right now, 3. But it will allow Norbert to also improve cooking skill, which is something we're going to need because we're not going to get a crafting droid for a little while. Slowly but surely, though, we get there. Piece by piece, we work out the problems. While the boar self-tamed? Okay. Neato. Need another windmill. We need more power generation when winds are high. Otherwise, we end up with this problem. Hey, our corn's finally harvestable. That's huge. And a Psychic Soothe came out, which means that Norbert will be happier for a little while. Yeah, there we go. All of our stuff's finally being... Yes. Yes. We're fixing our power flux issue. There we go. Now lighter winds should be able to carry us for longer, and we should be able to generate more power during heavy wind time and keep a surplus. Apparently not right now, though. We're gonna have to set up a solar one. We're gonna have to set up one solar over here as some insurance, I think, and diversity for power supplies. There we go. Research screen. Back to the basic tech. Drug production. Power. And that will allow us to start keeping our pollution leaking on us. Gotta keep them all frozen to keep leaking. Quest available. Toxin clear. Offering. You're offering garbage. I'm going to refuse that. If you offered something decent, I would take it. That's garbage. That. Yeah, game, I'm kind of aware we have... Thanks for making sure I knew, though. Waiting on the agri hand, because the agricultural should be... Yeah, the agricultural is too busy harvesting smoke leaf right now. But eventually we'll start harvesting food that we need. On the bright side, we're going to have loads of smoke leaf. Then convert over joints which don't spoil, and then store those joints and sell them to traders that come by for large quantities. The benefit. Constructors having a real heck of a time, though, smoothing this terrain. It's just slowly but surely getting there. But that's why we set it up now. It gives it something to do for quite a while. Oh, we're overproducing so much power right now, too. We could store this. There's so much power being produced now with 3 of them that as long as we have more batteries, we should be a-okay even one more time. Off you go, Norbert. Make more metal. We need more. But once we have that drug production set up, we should be completely self-sustainable. We should be able to keep running with this little infrastructure set up indefinitely. As long as we don't deal with pollution too much. However, there are ways to weaponize that, too. You take loads of pollution with you and just dump it on your enemies. Where'd our agri hand go? What are you doing down there, bud? Oh, this is only 70% grown. The corn isn't ready yet. Need to harvest some more berries. There we go. Angry hand. Go gather the food. Let Norbert go do some more research for a little bit, along with crafting meals. Hey, welcome in, Oros. Yeah, we went with Rimworld today because everybody voted for other, but they didn't put any of their thoughts in the comments. So I kind of just chose a colony game at random. But we started a brand new Mechanitor playthrough, and we're doing pretty solid overall. Besides a small malnutrition problem, we haven't had to do any soft reloads or anything. So, this might come as a surprise, but I've actually never played through Dwarf's Fortress. I've had a lot of people who swear by it, a lot of people who tell me a lot of good things. I've never had the opportunity to play it, though. If that's something y'all want to see, you should definitely let me know in the votes or even in the comments on this stream or videos or anything else, because I would be so down for that. Go, Norbert, make food. Yeah, we have low food instead of no food now. Good work, Norbert. Fantastic. This is working as intended. A nice cold box. Our toxic waste packs will not dissolve. Phenomenal. And far enough away from the base that I'm not too concerned. Eventually we'll move it way further, but... Yeah, I've seen some footage of the game. But yeah, it's got a lot more variables going on with it overall, is my understanding too. Raid a comp. Why are you going up here, Norbert? What's your plan? You're going to grab berries. I'm gonna say they're not going to attack immediately. They're gonna wait for a while. I wonder if he also is just going to run into the cave and die, though, like our last raider. Didn't even come to fight us, just went straight down into the cave and lost. Nope. Okay. This one's actually going to be a sort of fight. We stagger our guys in case he's trying to use something like... Oh, he's got a knife. I'm sitting here like, we got a plan for grenades! Who's got a knife? There we go. Handled. Alright. And he attacked us and we don't have a prison set up yet, so he gets to go bye-bye. Okay, good. $350 number. I don't want to make Norbert sit there for 18 days, but... Awful laboratory, awful laboratory, awful kitchen. Oh, we got a wild man in here. Yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with Eli, because I'm assuming Eli is gonna end up like everybody else. A scarab. Norbert just survives by not going into the scarab cave, okay? It's a very simple solution to the problem. Just don't go near them, and they won't mess with you. It's that easy. Alright, let's go to Misk. Get a comms. Oh, not one in the middle of a field. Stop trying to attack my guy. Bad wild boar. But hey, free food, so free food's free food. But also, if you see, we're at 56%. They start at 50%, if I remember correctly, when they come out of the gestator. And we haven't had to charge any of these militaries yet, because they just passively produce power when you're not in combat with them. So, they're the perfect group to be put in dormant. It's not like we need to be constantly paranoid of attack. The game will warn us if something's coming. Even if it's a short warning, as long as they're in a good position, they can deal with anything. There we go. Yeah, let that boar roam away. That's fine. That's okay. Now we're going to go into here, into Misk. Ourselves an orbital trade beacon. Set up the orbital trade beacon here. Deconstruct this wall. Claim all of this. Replace this floor. Fortunately, we're gonna have to let that person go. Not gonna be able to save them, but we're gonna set up that saving stuff now. Since the research we have is no longer mission critical importante, we're gonna just let it go in the background as we work on other stuff. Gotta set up a drug lab right here. Oh. Set it up here. Since this is a laboratory. There we go. We got plenty of meals. Looking good on foodstuffs. Need to get that drug lab set up next. Rhinoceros self-tamed. Got cargo pods full of pemmican. Hey, that's free food. I will happily take that. Any slag will always melt down. And we're going to smelt weapon, do forever, but we're going to set the details here. No ranged weapons, no unique weapon. Only melee weapons. Don't need melee weapons. Our wonderful corn is nearly ready. It's gonna fill the freezer when that corn gets harvested. It's just gonna fill the entire freezer. Zone got rewritten. Yeah, alright, fixed. I know Summon Diabolus is available. We're not ready for that one. Need a little bit more basic infrastructure before I'm ready. We will get it soon. Raw resources, silver. Store silver on that, okay? Only thing you're allowed to store on these. Settings together and go in here. You're all set it so that they can store wood. Honestly, that's all they really need to do. This is just for quick sales. That's why we're doing this, is so that we have the ability to quickly make a sale. If something flies overhead, a trading ship or something like that, we can quickly sell them the wood we have available, which is just easy money. And we also want to hoard all of our silver on this trade platform so that we can use it. Architect, zone, build roof area. And home area. Nope, this is already home area, so that's good. Yep, good work, Norbert. Put out that fire. That was all the jade that pocket had in it. Enough for a jade bed? Yep, we do. That's what we'll start. Set up a jade bed in the hospital and a wooden bed in the prison. Real comfy. Real comfy. Alright, get out there, Mr. Builder. Finish your job. You've got more than enough battery to do it now. There we go. All the silver is being moved to storage in here. More secure since it's behind doors. Out in the open, but not as secure as keeping it in the mountain, fortunately. That's why we don't have all of the silver storage. Once we reach a certain amount, it's not worth it to support any more in here. Fantastic, the drug table is getting ready. Let's check the health of this one. Deficiency. Smoke that last smoke leaf joint then. Bill, add bill, make smoke leaf joint times 4. Do until, you know what, do forever. Do that forever, yeah, that works for me. There we go. Now the smoke leaf won't waste away in our storages, because eventually it will go bad. And while it only costs us power and a little bit of pollution to make as much smoke leaf as we want, we don't want to waste it all away. Once we get tree farming, though, we'll be able to just start growing our own wood, which will allow us to just start selling that. Another renewable source of income, besides selling smoke leaf. That reminds me, we're gonna smoke leaf to this. We'll also store smoke leaf there because that's going to be an easily sellable resource besides wood. I have a nice big hoard of it. Sandstone? Sandstone, okay. We need to make more storage. We're running out of storage for all of these chunks of sandstone we're making and whatnot. And it's making issues. Making issues for me. So we are going to dig out a new pocket and make our big storage room now. In here we will hoard all of our finalized resources. All of the steel and plasteel and whatever else we need. Racks and racks and racks of storage in here. Our main hoard will be well protected because of that. Oh, the rhino got inside. Nice. Structure, steel door, put it in. We'll let the clean sweeper dormant self-charge for a while. It won't hurt anything. Especially since Norbert is still clearing out the next area that needs cleaned. Furniture, let's set up. This one. Going to make it just gold, jade, silver. This one. All and make plasteel, again, uranium. Just stone blocks. Textiles. Medicine. Slowly just working out a whole organism. Because we need to be storing just about anything and everything in this room. But we want it to make sense and figure it out at a glance. Manhunter pack, what do we got? Two raccoons. Close the distance so that they get more accurate. Go. Oh, this guy's stealing our corn. Rude. Not gonna capture Debbie. We're just gonna rescue her. Now we have the ability to distinctly do the different. Wants to be rescued, that is. Guess not. Yeah, we're not gonna capture her. That would be rude. We don't want to do that to Debbie. Debbie's been fine. Looks like we ran out of wood. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Not like we have an agri hand specifically for that kind of work of just gathering more wood or something. No, no. That would be too easy. There we go. We've got storage for every item broken up now. So most of the stuff that's being stored in here will be overflow instead. Everything else will be sorted away logically for us. Them to cut a couple of wooden blocks for us. That will reduce the amount of sandstone everywhere. Because we have sandstone just covering everything right now, and we need that to go away. So we're going to manufacture all that we can down into blocks. And that will significantly save us some space. And then we can use those blocks for walls and floors and buildings and waste not, want not. The reason I didn't want to just chuck them somewhere or throw them away, let them degrade, because we can still get second use out of them. Oh no, the chicken we never cared about is starting to run away. Boo-hoo. We have storage for components. In here, yep, with all this other. I'm gonna get rid of chem fuel. There. Chem fuel is something we're gonna want a lot of. So we'll have our own rack dedicated to storing it. Welcome in, Ocean POV. Hello, hello. We got ourselves a nice little colony being built up in Rimworld today. Lots of corn. Corn is the lifeblood of the base. But we got ourselves a decent little setup, I'd say. All the resources we could possibly want. There's our chem fuel specific storage. Looks like the backside of this wall is hollow, so there might be something on the other side to take a peek later. Components though. Do up a bunch of steel, and we need components. Compacted steel and compacted machinery, here we come. Oh no, another chicken has decided to run away. What will we do? Oh, it froze. There we go. Game's very picky. When I need to check something in chat or something like that, it locks up on me. It is not like Stardew Valley. Not a farming game. It's a little colony game where you're set up on kind of a remote planet and you have to fight to survive. So, we have some special requirements for our guy because we did a starting set of conditions that allows us to run all these robots and everything instead of having just a bunch of colonists. But extra conditions apply to the robots as well as my one singular colonist I have. So right now we're just trying to gather resources. I'm hoping we can take on the Diabolus before end of stream though, that would be nice. Diabolus is kind of like a boss that gives us better tech. We managed to pull it off. Actually, with that in mind, we set up a defensive square. 50 blocks away from the... The number isn't that specific, particular about it. Shave, that's actually an odd number. I wish it gave me counts when I was this way. 17. There. Sandstone to make a barricade. 1, 2, 4. So we do this to enforce sightlines, as well as make it so that it's very different. Anything to be... Also gives us firing advantage. There we go. Actually, better than that. Going to... Because then none of the bullets should be able to sneak in. Could always be some kind of wall blocking them. Carry him to the charger. Nearly got all that steel mined out. Great. Actual stockpile of steel is always good. Instead of just, oh, we need 100 more. Oh, we need 100 more. Oh, we need 100 more. Rinse and repeat ad infinitum. Gets to be a little bit much. All that good enough. You need to be set to prioritize to make blocks. We need more sandstone blocks. We got a trade ship overhead. We're probably not going to have any super valuable. Got components, but our own. Got smoke leaf, our own. Got just a liver. Yeah, nothing that great. Back to making stone blocks with you. We like to check, I like to check all those because one of the side goals I try to do with Mechanitor playthroughs is I try to make robot people. So if they've got any prosthetic components that are better than original components, I will buy them. But only if they're better. I won't buy one-to-one replacements because it's a lot of risk and work to put them under the knife. Gotta be worth it. Constructor still charging? Yeah. Send him off, though. Go do your thing, Mr. Constructor. Want you to build our wonderful structure of protection. Once that's done, we can theoretically challenge the Diabolus. I would still prefer to get Norbert a sniper, but if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards. Very much prefer to get Norbert a sniper. Or at least something better than a pistol. But at least we're getting a use for all this sandstone. It'll also be a lot harder for them to catch things on fire when everything is made out of rocks. So if they've got a flamethrower unit, which some of the Mechanitor threats, some of the Mechanator threats have flamethrower equipment on them. So this will be beneficial to halt that, or at least slow its ability to hurt us. I like to set up one of these squares and just use it for the entire game if possible, so that's why we also made it so big, is I can cram a lot of droids into there later on. And we set up that super safe centerpiece because that's where we put our guy. Because our guy needs to be nearby to control the Mechanitor. Or the Militors and the other machines. Carry the clean sweeper to the charger now. That clean. Oh yeah, it was all the way up here. Back machine. As soon as we're over like 20%, I'll send it out so that I can on this. I want to set up 2 mech rechargers here. We can stack 2 in this space, so why not? No, another rooster we never cared about. The humanity, how will we handle it? I think the answer I'm looking for is apathetically. Just won't care. Well, Norbert is running around doing his crafting thing now, which is good. A bit of a deficiency, so let's give the ability to smoke a smoke leaf. Smoke 1. Done a good job, Norbert, so let's keep you happy. Keep on crafting for me, hey buddy. Slowly but surely we'll get there. Where's our lifter? There we go. That explains it. We gotta get that lifter to a recharger. A bunch of our external stuff needs to be cleaned up. Otherwise it'll degrade and break down over time. Also explains why this stuff wasn't being hauled out of my way. Cleaning up all the remaining pieces of sandstone out of what we can. Hauling it all away and cleaning up even more. Why'd I grab that one? That one wasn't all this. Oh, it's because it's in the way of a building. So it probably treats it similarly. Okay. Oh no. Norbert's got food poisoning. Norbert, no! Set up 2 of these here. Just got the spacing off a little bit. Norbert got sick. No, he got sick and it canceled the task. No, Norbert, no! Oh no, the food poisoning is preventing the task completion. That's bad. It keeps on. Oh no. Okay. You know what? Then we're just gonna take your ability away to do construct tasks. Health, food poisoning, major. You know what? You should rest until you are injured. What do you mean, game? What do you mean he's not injured? He's sick. You need to go eat, Norbert. You need to go eat. You have starvation. Go play some horseshoes. Feel better. Our constructor is slowly but surely building out our new combat zone. That's the most important thing we're worried about right now. Soon we're gonna run out of limestone, sandstone blocks, and you have to go. But besides that, we're doing all right. Consume your simple meal. You're gonna cook a new simple meal to replace the one you've eaten. Total fair. Still need to clean this room a bit more. Polished. Once the room is fully polished, it's that debuff of dirtiness that we're getting. You have gotten enough power, okay? We're gonna deprive the other ones of it, and it's gonna mess everything up. One thing about the robots I don't like, can't prioritize them. They just everything. Their purview at whatever rate they feel like. So I can't tell this constructor to prioritize rebuilding the recharger station. I'm gonna build. Oh, we got a heat wave. The bright side, the rock should stay pretty cool. Air conditioner rigs we have set up, it should be too bad. Our robots won't be phased by that, and since Norbert doesn't go outside, chill. It's 40 degrees outside, it's 20 degrees inside. Thank you, Mountain. Thank you, Mountain. Where are you going, Norbert? Why are you wandering? You're going for a walk now? Why? Go cut stone blocks, you jerk. Go hide inside the deep sections of the mountain. Some of the coldest rooms we got. 25 degrees, quote-unquote cold. At least the freezer is still keeping temps. Oh, this freezer isn't, though. Freezer is not keeping temp. That's bad. Might have to double our usage there. Put 2 freezers in there. 2 air conditioning units. Get that temperature. Those will deplete. Second half of our farm is about to be ready to harvest. Getting rid of that sandstone slowly, beautiful. Making our meals. Slowly but surely progressing, eh? Slowly but surely progressing. Move this into long-term zone. This. Grab all these, all of them. Well, actually, no. They'll probably end up being used before they get hauled, so we just won't waste the effort of moving them. More smoke leaf joints. Just more smoke leaf joints. Oh, this isn't counting it in its inventory, though. Like, the fact that it's not open. Damn. What if I remove this? What if I make it open on one side? Will it then consider these inventories? Clean sweeper, I really don't need you, so we're going to put you on dormant for now. Let you just charge. Ooh, transport pod crash, right? Norbert, go rescue Bundy. Rescue them, bring them back, treat them in the hospital. Very crappy hospital. Our awful quality hospital. But this will improve their medical skills. Retraining for medical skills for Norbert will be very useful. Very helpful. Well worth the effort. And if Bundy costs a little bit of food, who cares? We have so much food. We have so much food. Checking in our progress, looks good. I don't care. We don't need hyperweave like that yet, and that's a very risky mission to do because we don't have the ability to split colonists. We have one colonist. We have one. Yeah, at this point, this is just extra work to make extra money, because by turning the smoke leaves into joints, we don't lose them. Psychite will eventually... Psychite leaves themselves will eventually degrade, but the joints won't. This guy's not a trader, so trade with him. I was hoping he'd be willing to, you know, buy some of my fantastic products I now have, so I could convert some of it into money, so it doesn't go bad. We found some eggs? Chicken eggs! Nice! From those chickens we gathered, no doubt. Let's see if we can capture the wild man. Let's try and capture you now that you're unconscious and down. You seem to have not done well on your own, so we're going to offer you opportunity here, Worm. It's a trap, so Worm shouldn't take it. Later stages require me to start rending copies of people's brains. And that's definitely not what I'm planning to do with Worm, because they have no faction, which means nobody will miss them if they're gone. Yeah. Yeah. We are going to move this sandstone chunk out of the door, though, so that the door properly closes. Go do your thing, Mr. Baller. Eli's probably like, where's my associate? Aw, the squirrel has returned to the wild. Our first tamed animal. Well, enjoy your time in freedom. You were a good companion for Norbert near the beginning. Now that we got all this fancy stuff, all this human stuff, I can't blame you for being like, doesn't really appeal much to a squirrel, I would say. Yeah, so we've got a captive, and we've got somebody we're saving. Oh, we have to tame other animals first. Okay. We're gonna try and tame all these wild boars, and this raccoon. And this raccoon. Slaughter that chicken. Free meat. These are all our chickens. Okay, let's just slaughter them. Can't try to tame those bells. Angus, definitely. Right now, I think that's a lot of the animals. So Norbert's going to be doing some interesting jobs for a little while. Because no matter what, we can never train a robot to do animal taming. That's one of the few gaps in their abilities. Never going to be able to do it. So... Grid isn't it? I was gonna say, with all three of these spinning at full tilt, we better not be pulling all of our power. We're not using that much power. Okay, the temperature in here is returned to normal. We're gonna get a second air conditioner for the next heat wave, because that's too much. Too much. Yeah, we got plenty of corn to bribe them with, so just keep on trying to bribe them, Norbert. Keep on bribing the animals with corn. We've got 2,000 of it, so feel free to just feed them all of it. If it works, it works. What's your cooking skill? 6? Does that mean we can make better food? Hold on. Yeah, we can finally make a vegetarian fine meal. Let's get rid of those simple meals and go to vegetarian fine meals then. Because that will just predominantly go through all of our corn, and it will keep all of our meat and eggs and everything safe. We can just deep freeze that for as long as we like. But the vegetarian fine meals will also do better for us and the other people. They're higher quality meals. Yes, please. There we go. Alright, you, builder. You're really lagging on me, bud. There you go. There's a bunch of other things you need to do. But I'd say that's like a quarter or a third done already, so that's progress for sure. Norbert, bud. You still need to cut those stone blocks. You know that, right? Granted, it would be very beneficial if we could get... What's Worm's skill like? Bio. Some crafting skill, mostly social and medical, but that would make you really valuable to the team, bud. Prisoner. Maintain only. Yeah. There, at least it can see it now. Obviously, this opens us up more to raiding, but at least it's harder for them to get inside to that section because it is walled in. Buddy is heading out now. Great. Have a great one. Base refugee of the Union of Veto. Yeah, you'd be alright, but you're not incredibly useful, and I'd rather the Union of Veto just enjoys you. Also, you're abrasive and slothful, though. Can't cook. Oh no, it's not like we already have a cook or robot cooks in the future that'll be able to handle that. So yeah. Worm is a much better option, even if they are going to be more work to acquire because of the fact that it's going to take taming to do. Hey, there we go. Tended to member. That's progress. Because we saved them and let them go. Just gonna keep on taming as many animals as we feasibly can. Anything that's inside of Norbert's skill level, we're going for. Come on, join us. Goodness, you know you want to. Hey, tamed. There we go. And every single one of those, I believe, raises Norbert's level. Progress to next level very far away. No passion? Why do you have no passion? Oh, is it because these exist? Yeah. Damn. Successfully tamed a crow. It is now called Crow 3. We're gonna make ourselves a basic pen for all of these animals, because otherwise it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get very crazy, so we're just gonna get ahead of that problem by marking it this as a pen and setting up everything. Animals, all of them, yep. You can just cram everything in here. That's okay by me. Put all of the animals in here. There we go. Norbert's taking everybody and putting them in the pen now. Think. Yep. Everybody goes in the pen. Increase Norbert's animal handling up to the point where we can now tame wild men. That's the goal. That's the goal with all of this taming, is just get Norbert to the point where we can start taming wild men then. Like Worm. Worm would be very useful. Come on, join us. Taming a bunny costs a level 8 and what the hell? Same as taming a mink. Okay. Let's do orders, tame everything above Eli. Yeah, I expected a lot of those, but that's okay. Yep. Did you just... What the hell? Eli, how are you doing that? That's impressive. Okay. Interesting. Norbert's just running around trying... Oh, cloud watching now, huh? Instead of taming. Interesting. Tame all of these wild boars for me, please. All of them, Norbert. I want all of those boars tamed. Oh, the Decay Company's trying to raid us again. How great. Run! Defensive line. We're gonna put these guys behind trees so that they've got good cover. You're supposed to be a good shot, Norbert. Oh no. Close that distance then. We're not dealing with this. You guys close that distance and deal with them. This is stupid. Y'all are terrible at combat. Take him down. Take down Har. Har, 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 har. There we go. Thank you. First, you go heal yourself. Then you go repair the Minotaur. Okay, the Minotaur will wait. Got an auto pistol and a revolver off of them. That's some interesting stuff. Rip those materials off of them. Finally destroyed that charger. And thankfully the builder still has some energy left in him to do it. Oh, medical emergency? What the hell? Okay. Bio, health, allow self 10. Yep. Be able to 10 for yourself. You cannot walk. Oh no. Reach the catch. Okay. 5 minutes ago? That's fine by me. Oh, the pigs didn't show up yet. I hope they still show up again. If not, it's okay. But, little Satch. Oh, we also lost the bunny stuff. Okay. Orders. Aim. Everything. Set Norbert to self-tend. Because that's something I should always do at the start of a Mechanitor run. Damn, I think we lost our 8 pile of boars again. That's sad. Still workable, the Satch. Come on, bud. Stop smoothing the floor and instead build the chargers you need to survive. There you go. No, no. No. Keep this up. I'm gonna have to summon Norbert to do this. Damn. Norbert's very busy trying to tame all of the animals of the wild right now to improve his skills, so you should really do your job. Ah, floor smoothing and wall smoothing. Thou art such a pain. You're worth it, but you're such a pain. Even with this messed up strategy, though, I think we're gonna make it there in time. I think he's finally he's finally prioritized finishing it with enough time. Good, good. And now we can turn on our clean sweeper again because we have more than enough sources for charging. I say that right as the constructor decided to charge instead of finish the second charger, but whatever. Ooh, Mechanator layer. Right there? Okay. We can get worms set up next stream. We could theoretically do that. As long as we got somebody who we can keep at the base and somebody we can send out, we'd be able to pull that one off. We'd send Norbert and our Militors, and we'd leave Worm at home to defend with a tiny knife, because that's the only weapon we currently have besides Norbert's gun. You need to finish building the second charger. Yay! We now have an Ibex Ram. Norbert's slowly but surely going up, I assume, in skill. Let's check. Animals. Hey, that was another 1,000. Just a couple more of those and we'll be level 6. And I believe that's what we're needed for Worm, right? Level 7. Level 7. Well, Norbert, you keep trying, okay? Hey! Tamed a wild boar. Beautiful. Still alternating between smoothing and fixing, huh? Oh no, the body's rotten. Oh, a Manhunter pack. That works for me. That's some free food. Outlander waste pack clearances. Okay. These are worthwhile to take. We're taking the advanced components for 4, though. That's incredible. Manhunter pack. What do we got? Bunnies. I am not afraid. Come on, Clean Sweeper. Head back. Probably not gonna escape. Oh no, they're attacking Eli. Wait, this is an opportunity. If Eli gets knocked out, we can throw him in a prison bed. One shot, one opportunity, one moment. Would I capture it or just let it slip? The Eli, we got all this tech. I didn't even have to flinch, and they're all gone now. Norbert literally didn't even notice the combat going on outside, okay? Don't you want to live like that instead? Try to arrest Eli. That's alright. Successfully completed quest. Waste pack clearance. Just take the garbage. Yeah, I'll take the garbage. Worth it. Definitely worth it. What we're going to do is we're going to set this one to 5C. So it will only turn on if this one isn't enough. Be in a low usage power state, and it will only kick on to full power once we're in a critical temperature where if we don't deal with this now, we're probably going to have problems. I also need to deal with that rotting meat quickly. That is going to become a problem in the space, though, to do. Orders. Orders. Fine. Norbert's still out on his daily training attempt. Taming, whichever. He's training his skills by taming stuff. Still no successful tames, though. Boring. Meteorite made of rock. Not even any good rocks. Taking a walk, I'm assuming. Yep. Don't go into the cave, okay, bud? As long as you don't go into the cave, I don't care what you go for a walk with. You've had kind of a stressful time of it. Okay. You're gonna smoke one of these, because I know, yeah, you had a deficiency. Yeah, we did not get that sandstone square built before. So we did not get to call Diablos today, but we still made a lot of progress. It was well worth it. Carved ourselves a nice little house out of the rock. Got about half of it smoothed. Check on everybody. Smoothing rocks. Charging. Ran out of power. Okay. Oh, this guy immediately sniped up the charge. I see why. We have to carry you to the recharger. Make sure everybody's got power. Otherwise, there will be problems. We got plenty of food stored now, but if something happens, like power loss and all of it goes bad, we need to be able to replenish it just as quick. Specifically granite that I need for that? Okay. If I have any granite around here, I can pull. That's compacted machinery. Limestone, sandstone, 8. If that's the case, that can't be. Make a slate, a jade, or a granite one. Okay, what if I deconstruct all of this slate? That give me enough? Add gazelle. Where? Oh, that's just rude. That's just rude, attacking my lifter like that. And we lost our first mechanizer, so now we have to do a resurrect light mechanoid. That does, we throw the body in there along with some more materials and it'll resurrect it back and bring back our lifter. The tedium. Fortunately, we have plenty of materials to do that, except for we're kind of light on compacted machinery, but we'll solve that shortly. Resurrecting. Prioritize slaughtering. I just want to see bio. That does add a little bit of XP. Is it? Butcher everything. Gazelle and all of the birds and everything need to be butchered. Sooner rather than later. There we go. Getting us a bunch of slate. Want to make 150. That's my goal out of this. Is I'm hoping that I can disassemble this down to 150 slate. Is that a single brick? No, it's 2 bricks. Oh, no. 2, 3 bricks per. That's not gonna cut it. Okay, let's call it 32, and they're making 2.5, so that's not even gonna make me like 70. Not even gonna make me 100. Oh no. It's not enough slate. Oh, that gave me 62 though. Okay, there might be hope. There might be hope. We successfully tamed another Ibex ram. Hell yeah. When I pull off the slaughter command there, we're gonna make so much leather. I'm kind of impressed that none of these animals are trying to destroy each other yet either. But hey, no complaints. Are there any Ibex rams around here? That's a cougar. The cougars and the bears probably act most Ibex. Right, if they're not up yet. Save some up for later. Oh, they're starving? That's unfortunate. Malnutrition trivial. Strange. How much longer on this cycle? 13 hours. Okay, then we'll get our lifter back. Our lifter that's necessary. Very necessary. We're coming up on wrap for stream too, so works out well. Yeah, so now we got multiple colony games that we have on stream right now. We've got Autonauts versus Pirate Bots, and we've got Rimworld running. I'll put both of them on next week's vote, so be sure to keep your eyes out for it. That's what determines what these streams are every single week, is what you guys vote down in the, down on the community tab. I was gonna say comments below, but that's not right. It's on the community tab. Normally try to post them around Thursday or Friday. Give you guys a couple of days. Gestation complete. Fantastic. Lifter, come back. Lifter's back! Because this needs to get out of here before it becomes toxic. Because they will start to degrade. And it will get bad. Hungry pen animal. Animal starvation. That's too bad. Tame this. Also, the lifter's finally grabbing the slate. Hooray! We'll finally get a real number for how much slate we have. We have so much cord! Could probably convert more of it. Let's make it... Screw it, 50. 50 meals prepared. That'll consolidate down a bunch of this. Norbert's just enjoying a slice of life, which is kind of fair. I think Worm is starving. Oh, Psychite dependency. Interesting. We have Psychite? No, we have Wake Up. Yeah, and Smoke Leaf is not going to cut it. Fortunate for them. Yeah, so he might be screwed. Unfortunately, there's not much that can be done for that. As far as I know, there's probably mechanisms. Now that makes me feel bad, because there's probably mechanisms to fix it that I don't know the solution to. Raid by a clan. Alright, what you got? You got 2 people? Oh no, what will I manage to do? You're just chilling up there. So you keep chilling there. I'm gonna mobilize the tree. Just gonna close the distance on them. Here they come. Gotta keep our guy out of combat. If possible, gotta close this range. Take him down. And we'll focus on repairing our guy. Field combat, or field medic, field repairs. Great. Packaged survival meals, and an auto pistol. That was worth the effort. We only lost a little bit of power realistically, so not bad. Gonna be redrafted. Fully repaired. Gonna undraft you. Actually, we'll draft you over to here. Grab all 3 of these. Bring them back over. Move them back to their position, and we'll wrap for the day. Boop. Doors go there. You go there. Is that just a head? Interesting. Plant some horseshoes again. Horseshoes are such a good sheep investment for sanity. The bird just used a door. Love it. It's slaughtered. Alrighty, y'all. That is where we are going to wrap for today. So if y'all enjoyed what you saw, right down below is the like and the subscribe button. Tells YouTube that as a small channel, we're doing the right thing. We'll be back again next Sunday with another video. Tomorrow, new video, or another stream next Sunday, sorry. New video out tomorrow, new video out Friday. I hope y'all enjoy, and I hope your week is fantastic. Later.